there, this is Brad. I'm out here just outside Moab, about 30 miles at Dead Horse Point with my great friend of over 30 years, Greg. We're gonna tear it up out here on our mountain bikes for today, and we're actually gonna be on a trip here for the entire week, so we're gonna hopefully get some great footage. Views are awesome.
Day one.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. So Greg and I have been on what's called the Big Chief Trail, and we've been winding around. This is about, I think we're gonna get about 10 or 12 miles in at least today. For me, it's certainly been a little bit tricky getting over some of the slick rock, and Greg here is a geologist. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're riding on top of sandstone, which makes for really good traction. But as you can imagine, riding across some of the slick rock parts gets pretty bumpy. Lots of little dips, lots of bouldering, but it's all doable. The trail is really well cut in, really well used, so it makes the cornering really nice. It's worth a try.
Yeah. Hi there, Greg and I are out on day 2 in Arches National Park today. Arches National Park was formed over 100 million years or more of erosion. There's over 2,000 cataloged arches actually in the park, ranging in 3 feet up to 306 feet. So we're doing some hiking around today and having a great time. The weather's really nice. It's cooler today than it was yesterday, so it's a great day to be out. So this is the tapestry arch behind me, and Greg and I had a nice chance of just kicking back. It was really busy this morning at one of the more iconic arches called Delicate Arch. There were quite a few people hiking up and back. We got out early and got to the park about 8:30, but it was full by about 9 and they closed the gate. But now we're back in this area where there's almost nobody, so it's super peaceful and just awesome back here. So Greg and I are out here on day 3. We are out in Canyonlands National Park, headed towards the maze on our mountain bikes. We're gonna do 30 miles today, and I'll cut in a little video here. We're gonna be doing a pretty steep section going down this crazy road. So it's gonna be exciting. See how it goes. Well, we made it down that screaming hill. It was really quite a crazy ride. A lot of rocks and loose sand, but we had a blast, and we've had lunch, and now we're racing down into this maze area where we're gonna be camping for the night. So it's been a great ride, and the weather's just perfect, and it's super quiet out here. Good morning. Greg and I are on day 4 of our trip here. We are going to be hiking down into the maze today. It was a pretty solid night's sleep last night. I had kind of a tricky part getting my tent set up because it is not what's called freestanding, where you have poles and it can stand on its own, but requires getting it anchored down, and up here in this desert area it's just full of rocks, so I had to get kind of creative on how to get the tent set up, but it stayed up all night, so that's good. So we're going to be off on the journey here pretty shortly, and so far the weather's just been idyllic with very little light breeze, and it is in the mid to upper 80s, so it is warm, but we're having a great time. Check in with you later. Hey there, good evening. So we're winding down for the day. Greg and I had a crazy day with the group going down into what's called the maze out here, and there was a lot of rock scramble and some exposed parts on the way down. So Greg managed to do what's called stemming, which was pretty exciting.
Probably not a big deal to people who climb rocks regularly, but something new for us.
Yeah, so, and it was super hot down there, but we got to see pictographs and petroglyphs from indigenous people that are 800 to 1200 years ago. That it was like a art gallery down there in some parts.
It's about a 3 or 4 mile hike in and then out the same way, dropping about 400 feet in elevation maybe. So a lot of ledge jumping and crawling, and then crawling through some sandy washes to get to what they call the gallery.
Yeah, so it was super cool, and now we're basically winding down for the day, and tomorrow's another big mountain bike.
Yeah, I'm kind of beat, but it's been a great day, and I'm gonna go crawl into that tent right over Brad's shoulder.
All right, good night. So, quick recap of our tour. The company is Rim Tours, and they've been out doing mountain biking adventures for like 35 years, and they go out a lot around Utah, the Grand Canyon, and different areas. In the first 3 days of our organized tour, we've ridden about 50 miles on our mountain bikes and hiked down into the valley in the maze, about 10 miles round trip. So definitely getting in the miles. Before this trip, I'd only had a chance to get out on my mountain bike once near our house, so definitely my bum is toughening up here and feeling it today, and some other sore muscles, but getting on through it. And Greg and I are on day 5 of our journey. We are heading down today to Teapot Dome Camp here in Canyonlands National Park. We've had some crazy downhill again that was pretty rocky, and in the afternoons in the desert here it gets really super windy, so the conditions are getting pretty interesting and exciting, but loving being out on the bike. And we had a great lunch about an hour ago, and I think we're going to be to camp in about an hour or maybe less, so we'll see you a little later. Good evening. So it's about almost 9 tonight on day 5 of our trip out here, and we had about a 22.5 mile ride today. There was this crazy drop that we needed to take, a steep road to get down to the camp, and as you can see, my tent is all set up. It's been pretty windy during the day, and so setting this up, I've definitely learned some experiences getting the tent set up. I've only had it for I think this is the 5th night I'll be sleeping in it, and I got it before this trip. And anyway, it blew over yesterday in the wind, so the whole thing collapsed. So that was fun and interesting, but I've now hopefully figured out a better way to set it up. So anyhow, it's been a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. We are on day 6 out here in the Canyonlands desert, and we are headed to Standing Rocks today, which I think is about 10 miles out from our camp, and then we'll go 10 miles back. Last night it got super windy, and I wasn't sure how my tent was going to fare, but with a little tinkering, I had it well anchored down, so managed to go to sleep in the middle of a pretty heavy wind. It was fun and exciting. We've got actually 7 members in our group, and then a couple of wonderful guides that are taking us out, and they cook food, and it's just been super to have a supported trip and be able to get out and do all this riding. So we'll see you down the trail. We're having the full-on experience out here. We had a great day riding today. I don't know, we went about 20 miles, but right towards the end, there was a lot of thunder, and then it started pouring rain, and it's been going for a good hour now. So we're having a kind of an exciting adventure out here, giving my tent a run for the money to see how the special fabric keeps all the water out of the inside of the tent. But anyway, we're having a good time anyway, just kind of working through it and enjoying the unique weather of the desert. So anyway, good morning. It is day 5 on our biking tour and day 7 on our total trip. We are heading back to Green River today, which is where we started. Last night was a very peaceful night, very quiet, and had a good night's sleep and ready to hit the road. See you in a bit. Wow, we made it back to the bottom most of the day today. The 34 miles we did was mostly downhill, which was fabulous.
Best day yet. Easy road, floating downhill, red road, really nice, lots of fun.
Yeah, it was totally awesome. So I think we ended up riding over 100 miles during the 5 days we've been out here, and we hiked 10, so it was an absolute blast. So.